Hey guys, welcome to the George Jett Show. Today I have a treat. I have this young man that is an amazing talent. He plays guitar, he plays piano, he's a songwriter, but most importantly, he's got a documentary called In the Shed. You guys got to check it out. It is an amazing documentary. You should check it out.
My career is not doing well today. This is how I look like when I have the full relapse.
How did you discover music?
I was about in the 8th grade. I had this big afro because I hated cutting my hair. Everyone began calling me Jimi Hendrix.
Well, I know he's one of the gifted.
He took out all these 5 bottles of pills.
Let me get these fighters to roll with him. And then he'll talk about his illness. He'll show them his medications. So that's what I did.
Let's introduce Mr. Tyler Ransom. What's up? How you doing, buddy?
I've never been on a show that has a laugh track, so this is pretty cool.
Right? You like that? If you say a joke right now, they're gonna laugh. Okay, you got any jokes in mind?
I have no jokes on mine right, but I have nothing on deck, but if something comes, I'll give you a wink.
Right. Give me a little wink and I'll throw that laugh track right behind it. So welcome to the show, buddy. How you doing?
Good, George. This is exciting. I just finished classes today, so I'm feeling good. Got good for the weekend. You're good yourself?
I'm good myself. Been running around today. But you know how we are. I'm a DJ, you know that, and you're a musician. So we have a lot in common. I don't play instruments. I do play a little bit of drums, but I'm not that good. I'm talking to somebody that knows their things very well. So, hey, tell me, what was the hardest thing about your latest album, Out of Sight and Out of Mind?
Definitely the process. It was much different than what I'm used to. I moved to New York about a year ago, and I had a bunch of different experiences, and these songs came naturally. Normally when I make a project, I'm like, okay, I'm going to make an album. Let's focus on the first track this month, the second track this month, third track, the following months. But the songs came really organically just because I was experiencing so many new things, being in a new environment. So by the time I had 8 tracks done, I was like, I have an album now, which was pretty wild.
Wow. How did you stay inspired throughout the process?
I think just having so many different experiences, so many new experiences. I spent a large portion of my life in California, so the beaches, everything is super spread out. And moving to New York and everything is so much more fast paced and not laid out. Everything is very compact.
Compact, right.
Just getting used to that style of living. It was really inspiring and really helped me find my creative groove.
Right. Are you in Manhattan now, or are you in what part of New York are you in?
I'm in Manhattan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've been to Central Park. And
Exactly.
That's pretty nice there too, huh? Just to gather your thoughts and discover things.
I do a lot of poetry there. So
nice. What's the meaning behind the title, Out of Sight, Out of Mind?
I was talking to a friend. This was during quarantine before I moved to New York. And I was mentioning, how I'm going to miss home, how I'm going to miss specific people. And he was like, Tyler, just keep them out of sight and they'll be out of mind. So you can put it there.
Welcome to New York. Gotta love that sound.
Wow, it's pretty crazy. But I'll just
I'm enjoying it. Let it I'm enjoying it because all I'm missing now it's the whistle from the taxis and
that too.
I just love New York sound. You gotta love that.
It's
So as you were saying?
I he was telling me about the people I'm going to miss back home, things of that nature, to keep them out of sight and out of mind. And it's sort of a saying that I started like just thinking about throughout my experience here in the city, keeping specific people out of sight and they'll remain out of mind.
Right.
And then by the time I had those 8 songs done, it was just, I felt like it was proper to have that be the album name, because it was like the thread that connected all the songs that I wrote.
I like it. I like it. Wow. What makes this album different than your other projects?
So my first project, or, my first project that I put out and like publicized a lot was Ends Well. And that was when I was like peak quarantine. All the songs there are heavily acoustic. It was all done in my bedroom. This project, it's still, it's all done in my dorm room, but this time I explored a lot more different sounds. It's not just an acoustic guitar this time. I have a full string section. I have voicemails that people left me. I have live drums on here as well. I think Ends Well, I do a lot of drum breaks, but I did a lot of sampling back then. But this one, a lot of it is like live recorded in the studio. The studio being my bedroom, but it's still like, it's pretty crazy.
Right, right. Well, we're musicians, need to be creative, and you have all this technology that you can record a perfectly masterpiece album straight out of your house anywhere. Make even your music video with your cell phone, and you don't have to buy expensive cameras or anything like that. You can just make everything organic. Well, that's why I like true musicians like yourself that play an instrument. You can just keep your videos organic as well. You don't have to.
Thank you, George.
Yeah. What do you hope people will feel when they listen to your new album?
That's good. That's a good one. I hope they just take away something new.
Yeah.
There's a lot of music that's always coming out, and like so many different mediums to take in. So, first I'd be super like appreciative if people take the time to listen to what I have to say, but I hope that they can take something from my art, because then that means that it was meaningful to them as much as it was meaningful to me. Something along the lines of that.
Right.
I just hope they take away something. That'd be pretty sick.
Now, let me ask you this. I might know the answer to this, but I've never asked an artist this. When you set up your songs, your track list on your album, are you putting them in a specific order that means something to you, or is it almost like chapters in a book? How exactly do you lay out your tracks? How do you know that's that number one song you want to put on the first cut?
George, that was sort of perfect in regards to, I sort of view it as like chapters of a book. They're different sections of my life, and I just have to make sure that the flow fits perfectly. It's definitely like an art in itself, how different tracks work with one another, how to know when one song stops and what song goes after that. But it's all super intricate, and it's like chapters of a book following a sequence.
Right. How do you balance yourself between playing guitar and being a songwriter?
It's definitely really hard. I'm in New York right now studying jazz, so I'm doing a lot of jazz guitar things, playing a lot of guitar every day. And that's sort of how people knew me growing up, as a guitar player. So the moment I picked up a notepad and started writing lyrics, people were like, "Oh, what's this? This is
right."
But it's definitely something I've been grappling with still to this day. And I'm trying to find a groove by incorporating a lot of space for me to play guitar in my songs, but still giving space to allow myself to say what I want to say. Just finding a bit between those two worlds.
Who are your top 3 influences when it comes to music and songwriting?
Man, that's a really heavy question. It always changes. But as of now, I've been listening to a lot of King Cruel, a lot of Whitney, which is a really sick folk band from Chicago, and Stevie Ray Vaughan, my guitar roots.
Right. Now, since you mentioned your guitar roots, I've asked this to different artists, and they always they're usually older artists, And I don't know if that's something that comes with age or comes with, the way they think. But I've noticed that some, like, you have your roots, you said, from Stevie Ray, you said?
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Right. Stevie Ray Vaughan. But do you see yourself changing your style a bit by listening to other artists that are current to your age or younger?
I do. It's a lot about interpretation as well, seeing how other people, what they get from that artist and what they pick up on, and then how they make that their own.
Got it.
And you just use your ear. You keep picking out like, oh, like he picked up that specific sound from the time Stevie Ray Vaughan played like this on track number 3. Maybe I'll try and work on that. But it's just a lot of like hand picking and like grabbing things.
Right.
Like one thing I like to do, like I really like listening to John Mayer whenever I hear his guitar solos.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, cool, that sounds familiar. So then I pick that, and then I realize that Stevie Ray Vaughan played that like on his second album, and then it's a big roadmap.
That's what I thought you would say, because his influence is probably Stevie Ray. He's playing the guitar similar style, and then newer generation. So when I ask you, you didn't say like, no, one of my influences is John Mayer, because he's obviously younger. So that's really like the question that, that people pick up. So at the beginning of the show, I talked about your documentary and how it grabbed me, and it was just an amazing documentary.
Tyler Ransom!
He has undescribable achievements, and I'm very proud of him.
He's going to end up changing lives.
I love jazz, and I hope you can just sit back and just feel love.
You're the focus of this documentary entitled In the Shed. What could you tell me about it, and what do you hope the people gain from watching this?
Right. So it basically tells, the story of my upbringing, what it's like growing up with the kidney disease called Nephrotic Syndrome, which is a kidney illness I have. It basically affects the kidney's filtering system. Think of it as like I pee out the good stuff that my body needs, and the bad stuff stays in my body.
Wow.
So then it results in an excess amount of liquids being stuck, being trapped in me. Not trapped, but like the fluids are stuck in me, and I end up weighing 15 to 30 pounds maybe the next day. If there's too much liquid, I just get swollen shut. I can't fit in my pants. We call that a relapse, but it's one of the things that I grew up experiencing from having nephrotic syndrome. And the documentary sort of just shows, how I found the strength to remain positive through all those trials and tribulations, how my passions helped make me a good person, and, just how I wanted to keep giving back.
Right. In what ways would you say that battling a chronic illness from a young age has prepared you for a career in music?
It definitely matured me. I found myself, when I was 10, I was already in the hospital for a specific amount of times, and I just looked at the world differently as opposed to like maybe the other like 5-year-olds around me. I just had 10 as opposed to but yeah, being in the hospital for that long, you really get to like see people come and go, see like babies being born, and then people nearing the end, and it really just shapes your perception on like how life is. And I just found myself, really getting a different appreciation for life in general at a really young age. And I think now being a musician and like seeing people feel discouraged or things of that nature, live every day like it's your last. It's really given me the mentality to keep pushing on.
Right. I'm going to give a little bonus here to the audience that are watching now, and give them another clip of Tyler playing right now. was Tyler Ransom. And again, just go to tylerransom.com and see his documentary, download his music, and just find out more about this interesting artist, because he's going to be around for many, many years, and he's going to shock the world with more upcoming events and music. I really admire you, man. I really do.
Thank you, George.
There's not a lot of good talent out there. There's a lot of people that think they're going to make it, but you're definitely one that's definitely going to make it. Just keep that in your mind. Just keep on going forward and keep that in your mind. Tell me about your upcoming gig and what your plans are to perform live during this year. Like where?
I'm performing at Cobra Coffee, which is in the meatpacking district in New York City, March 4th. March 4th is the day that I will be playing there.
Right. Gotcha.
And I'm very excited. Actually, I just checked my calendar. It's March 3rd.
Oh,
so
March. All right.
This is the laugh track. The audience laughs now. So
right. Oh, yeah, we do. We should do that laugh track. You beat me to it.
I'm playing my first show since quarantine, I guess.
Yeah.
My first live show, March 3rd at Cobra Coffee in the Meatpacking District. And actually, I'm performing there a day before my album drops. So I'm going to be performing a lot of unreleased tracks and just getting like a feel for getting into the groove for playing live again, which is really exciting. And I just hope to have more shows this year, especially with the new project coming out, things starting to look better for everyone.
Right.
Just hope to start playing guitar live. It's the dream.
Yeah. Any future endeavors that you want to tell me, and how do we find you on social media and your website?
Oh man, future endeavors, George. I just want to be happy. I want to keep doing what makes me happy, and
good.
Just being a good person. I don't know.
That's good, man. That's good. So tell us, how do we get a hold of you?
Yeah, so tylerransom.com, as seen above. That's probably the hub for everything, but Instagram, Tyler Ransom. If you want to see me play guitar, it's at Soulful Playing. I have 2 different accounts. My YouTube, Tyler Ransom. It's really all just, tylerransom.com.
Tyler Ransom everywhere.
Tyler Ransom everywhere.
Are you on TikTok too?
I'm on TikTok, but my name is
You don't want to share that?
It's Old Kanye.
Old Kanye. Oh my God. Wait a minute. That's a whole different topic right now.
A whole other topic. So it's nice right now, but in the shed on Vimeo. Thanks, guys. In the shed on Vimeo on demand. Watch the documentary. TylerRansom.com.
Well, Tyler, it was a pleasure meeting with you, and I didn't expect to be laughing, believe it or not, because to me it's a pleasure. I interview a few people, friends, and some artists and things, and like I said, your documentary touched me. Your level of playing and everything. You're such in an upper echelon right now. And I really do mean that. I really, really, really do mean that. And I want people to, go to, tylerransom.com, check him out, enjoy his music, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about, why he's so good at what he does. Tyler, it was a pleasure.
The pleasure was all mine. I really appreciate these talks. It's really nice getting to just talk to someone new, to get my thoughts out there, to feel heard.
That's great, buddy. All right, man. I'll see you soon. I'll see you very soon.
I would hope so. Do I click the hang up button now?
No. That's it. That was it. That was it. I'm gonna finish it on this side, but we can still stay talking. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Tyler and I spent a couple of more minutes speaking right after the show. He's such an amazing, inspiring artist. You have to watch his documentary. His documentary, In the Shed, is about his medical condition, his upbringing, and the education that he received as a child. In the Shed is available online. You can find out more information about Tyler Ransom at tylerransom.com.